Hello, health class, cyber class, whoever class is viewing this. Today we're just going to talk about the lungs. There's a couple PowerPoints before this, as you can see, how the respiratory works. I'm not going to get into that, what happens during respiration. I'm just going to get right to the lungs on that because, you know, you can view this as you go. It's right in the book. So I want to have you guys get out your diagram of the respiratory system that I gave you. It has numbers 1 through 21. You'll notice there's a couple spaces and number 14 is crossed out. That's the one I'm looking at, and it's basically black and white. So follow along as we do here. So we're going to be looking at the trachea. Again, I'm not going to get to, we'll be looking at the brachii, and there's a bronchius. Brachii means more than, it's plural, and then if you see a bronchius, it's going to meaning one tube. So when you see bronchii in here, it always means more than one. So remember that. Okay, and I'm going to show you an illustration anyway about the bronchioles. They break from the bronchi. Okay, so consider a tree, then it branches off. And again, I'll have other Khan Academy videos so you could actually see in more detail. Today I'm just going to be teaching you the different locations of what we're going to be required to know, and we'll see this in an illustration. And this is what I was talking about. This is kind of a better illustration than what you have on your sheet, but I think it'd be good to follow along with me in color. So starting from number 1, you have a little cavity right here, and that is the frontal sinus. So make sure you go ahead and put that in, frontal sinus. And number 3, if you notice, it's right here on the nose, and you can see pretty much that's what it is. It's the nasal cavity. So when you breathe in air, oxygen, that's where it's coming into. Now we're going right, and again, the nasal and the mouth, they meet at the same thing. So it's oxygen going to the same place. And then the next spot is the pharynx. Okay, that is basically where your throat begins. Okay, and that's where food goes in. They go all the same spot. However, this is where it changes location because your esophagus is behind, and your windpipe or trachea, which right here, is where your air goes down. And this is the larynx. This is your voice box. So if you go look at your throat here, excuse me for the mishap here. Right here, that's the Adam's apple. So that pointy thing that you see, that's the voice box too. Right here in the larynx. But there's a little flap, and that's number 8. Okay, of your worksheet, a little flap here. Actually, let me see it. It's right here. It's angled. Okay, it's the same thing. It's right above your voice box. That's the epiglottis. E-P-I-G-L-O-T-T-I-S. Again, my other webcasts that I'm on mine are on there. I'm just making sure you get the sheet. So 7 is esophagus, 8 is epiglottis. Number 2 should be pharynx. That's spelled right here for you. And going to number 9, this is the larynx. And vocal cords, like I've been talking about, your voice box, your Adam's apple, all the same thing. We're not going to break the vocal cords apart, even though it is interesting looking at that atomically speaking. Okay, number 10, that's the trachea. You go to a number 11 on your worksheet, and actually they have one of the tubes here, and that would be, but it's over here, that would be your right bronchus, number 11. Number 12, they have it over here. Let's see if I can show you. Yes, number 12 would be your right lung. Also, they have the right bronchus right here. So 11 right bronchus, then right lung. Just to let you know, there's 5 lobes. There's actually 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, upper, medium, and lower, and then they got just a upper and lower. So there's different ones. And if you're wondering why is this notch, that's where your heart is, folks. And we'll get more into it, but that's where your heart sits. Okay, going with obviously 13. Remember, this is a perspective. That's why they're calling it left here, because you are looking at the person's lungs, as if they were lying down, so to speak. And here's how I just almost spoke too soon. This is 15. This is your diaphragm. This is a muscle that actually where your lungs and heart rest on. So you're wondering how the heart just sits there suspended. It's not. It's resting on your diaphragm, a muscle. 16. Now we're breaking apart here, and I'm going to show you. Right? You see these tiny. You got the bronchi, and now you have the bronchioles. Smaller tube-like passageways for your oxygen and your carbon dioxide to exchange into your blood, and that's what the bronchioles are doing. Now, if you look at number 17, it's kind of blown up. 17, it breaks off to like 16. 16 is your bronchiole, but then it blows it up into 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. So we're going to go to the next slide here, and this is pretty much what we have in exchange. So basically, 19 is right here. Okay, and that is blood coming from your pulmonary artery, okay, away. So that's why it's blue, folks, because it's deoxygenated blood. Remember that? Now we go to 20. These are your capillaries. They're exchanging the blood into oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, carbon dioxide, oxygen coming in, and that's why you have the gas formations here. Okay, so you have carbon dioxide going out, and then blood exchanging with breathing in. Okay, capillaries breathing in this oxygen now into your blood, rich oxygenated blood, and there you have it. And that is number 21. And 21 is to pulmonary vein. And of course, hopefully I didn't skip number 18, the little balls like, and that's your alveoli. Okay, isn't that neat? And 16, that's the bronchiole, and they have the bronchiole right here. Let me say right here is your bronchiole. And the bronchus is one tube. Okay? So there you have it, folks. Okay? Just to rehash the alveoli one more time, okay, because this is kind of a little aggravating a little bit, especially it's new. From pulmonary artery, okay, that's 19 right here. They call that the pulmonary arteriole. That's the same thing. Okay, so that's 19. 20 was actually your capillaries. And then 21 goes back to this vessel here, and that was your pulmonary venule. Okay, your vein, because it's rich oxygenated blood, it's going back to the heart. Okay, so that's the main thing. That's why it's red and it's because it's rich oxygenated blood. So that was 21. Okay, and remember, just to recap, I forgot about 17, and let's show you 17 right now. And it's in, I'm sorry. And it's right here, your alveolary duct. So your alveolary duct is right here, okay? And that was 17. That comes right before, they almost call it the bronchiole, but on our worksheet it's called the alveolary duct, okay? Right before it goes to the alveoli, okay? And then they show you capillaries there. All right, thank you for listening, and hope this helps. Bye now.